John 20, important message about the resurrection of Christ. You know, Peter, James, and John heard that Jesus is resurrected, ran to the tomb, and one ran faster than the other when they got there. And they looked. Guess what? Peter went into there, first one. John actually got there to the tomb first, but he didn't have the guts to get into the tomb. He just stayed outside. But Peter went right in there, so much like Peter's character. So Peter saw that the tomb is empty. The cloth is folded nicely in there. And then only after that, John went in to look at it. Wow, they realized the Lord has risen. Or somebody's taken the body or what. So they left the place. But check this out. Verse 11. But Mary stood weeping outside the tomb, and she wept. And as she wept, she stooped to look into the tomb. And she saw two angels in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had lain, one at the head, one at the feet. Okay? They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken away my Lord." That was Mary talking to the two angels. So he said, Mary said, "I do not know where they've taken him." Having said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not know it was the Lord. You know, so, and then the Lord spoke to, Mary was, so this is what happened. This is the high part of this. Having said this, she turned around and she saw Jesus standing, but she did not know it was Jesus. Now this is miraculous. Jesus has already resurrected, obviously. It was the two angels spoke to Mary first, and then Mary thought they were gardeners or whoever, say that somebody has taken the body away. She completely could not and did not come to her mind that the Lord has indeed risen, as the Lord Jesus has said many, many times. Now check this out. Mary said, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." Having said this, she turned around. She saw Jesus standing, but she did not know it was Jesus. Then Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?" I guess Jesus is playing along with this aloud. Jesus did not call her Mary. That's why. And it is part of the trick, not part of the trick. Part of just playing along, because if Jesus said Mary, then Mary would have got it. Who's this? But Jesus is playing along. "Woman, why are you weeping?" Why are you? Remember, this is the same words that Jesus said to a group of women mourning or weeping for him on the way to the cross. Jesus told them, "Do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and your children." And here it is, Jesus saying the same word. Why? So, woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking? Obviously, Jesus knows that Mary is seeking, Mary is seeking for the body of Jesus. That is not what Jesus promised Mary and the whole church, the whole disciples. And now, woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking? Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you've laid him, and I will take him away." Now, basically, Mary's heart is loving. That's the beautiful part of the woman's tender heart. Now, Peter and John were so empty too, they disappeared. I think they went back. They never go back in effort. What happened, Jesus? I guess maybe I have no idea what's in their minds. But it's intriguing that There's absolutely no record. The fact that the book of John was written by John himself, and he was one of the two guys who saw the empty tomb and walked in there, saw the clothes folded nicely on the rock, and the body is gone. It's just quiet. But it was, guess who met, the first person who met the resurrected Christ is a woman again. The woman, the power, the woman that the super apostles, the great apostles could not match. None of them saw the resurrected Christ. And the fact that Jesus, the resurrected Lord and God of the universe, chose to reveal himself first and foremost to a woman, it speaks a lot of things. And why? Let me unpack that a little bit before I say over the next one. You notice that verse 11, but Mary stood weeping outside the tomb, and as she wept, she stooped to look into the tomb. Who was crying? Who was weeping for the Lord? It was Mary. No one else. At that scene, why was she weeping? Why was she crying? She was crying because she thought somebody stolen the body of Jesus. She was grieving. She loved the Lord Jesus. Do you love him? Do you love the Lord? Do you look out for the Lord's people? Do you look out for his church? Do you care for one another? That's the best expression of love. Because the two greatest commandments the Lord's given is love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. And the second greatest command is love your neighbors as yourself. And Mary expressed it beautifully, captured. You know, I'm not sure if this is the same Mary. I gotta check, but there was too many Marys in the Bible. This is Mary Magdalene for sure. There was another Mary who poured out a bottle of nard, which is very expensive perfume, on the feet of Jesus, and then she wiped his feet, Jesus' feet, with her hair, and the perfume filled the whole house. Guess what? And Jesus said, whatever she's done will be told, will be honored, wherever the gospel goes. And here it was, the Judas Iscariot, right, complaining, why did she waste the perfume could have given to the poor? Such a sucker indeed. So it was a woman who moved to worship Jesus. You know, one of the biggest things here I take away is love and worship. They go hand in hand. You can't worship somebody you don't love. That's what makes Christianity so powerful, because it's very personal. You know, you don't worship the God whom you fear by obeying his law so that you get enough points or credits to be able to go to heaven. You don't with Christianity. There's no such thing, because that is totally religion that will never get anywhere. But this is exactly relational. Put your faith in him. You know, worship can only be meaningful if it combines with love and reverence and awe. You know. And Mary wept for Jesus, and Jesus chose to reveal himself not to Peter, the number one apostle at that time, top apostle, not to John. John himself described himself numerous times in the Bible that he is the disciple that the Lord loves. But let me move on. Woman, why are you weeping? Who are you seeking? And Mary, sir, if you have carried them away, let me know. So I think my time runs out here. I'll do the second video on the next exciting episode. So stay tuned. God bless you as you prepare for Easter now. Mary Magdalene wept for Jesus. Do you weep? Do you cry and weep for the Lord Jesus? This Lent period leading up to Easter? In your heart, or do you just cry for your own needs? Do you cry for the Messiah who was killed, nailed for us? Blessed Easter. Amen.